I am writing off of the tidal wave that was reading Alchemized and being completely disappointed by it, to this video, this very autumnal, October spooky video of reading Freida McFadden for the first time. So I've never read anything by her. I want something fast-paced. I want something gripping. I don't want any more 1,000-page books where I'm just annoyed the whole time. And maybe I'll be annoyed at her books. I have no idea because I haven't read them. So I picked up 2 books from the library by Freida McFadden. I've got The Boyfriend and I've got The Housemaid. The Housemaid I know is being made into a movie and I'm so excited to see it. I just love a good thriller. I love Amanda Seyfried as an actress. So my understanding of this is that this housemaid goes to this beautiful home and something goes on. And the housemaid's got some secrets. I don't know, I'm ready for some twists and turns. I like want to go into this blind a little bit. So I think maybe the first one I'll read is The Housemaid, but then I've also got The Boyfriend. And then maybe I have a third one if I don't fully hate her writing and her books, then I'll continue on. But I've got The Boyfriend as well, and then I'll get maybe a third one. So yeah, I think maybe I'll start with The Housemaid first, and we'll see. I don't know. A lot of people are obsessed. Will I be? I don't know. Stay tuned to find out. First, Freida McFadden book of this reading blog is The Housemaid. Because I've been reading this so fast, like cannot put it down, and this is exactly what I was looking for and what I needed, like a quick fun read. And apologies for my appearance. I've been woken up on a Saturday morning at 7 a.m. by a very hungry cat. So tired, but I was like, you know what, I'm gonna take advantage of this. I'm gonna read. I read all of Friday night. I got to page 138 and like stuff happens, but like not too much to like justify it. Like I feel like it's very much in the trope of a potential unreliable narrator slash like just like random occurrences that you can't really piece together. So like the main story is that our main character Millie goes to work at a housemaid for the Winchesters, which is this very affluent family, and there's the mom, Nina, who hires her, and she's kind of the one that's displaying interesting things. And then Andrew, her husband, is very attractive. And then there's the daughter, who just seems like the biggest annoyance in the world. Like I would quit immediately if I had to work with that daughter. So, oh, here we go. Come on. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, someone finally ate and is begging for attention now. Yeah, it's getting a little bit more unhinged. I'm curious to see what happens. It is definitely just like mostly dialogue, so I'm okay with that. It's such an easy, mindless read, so let's continue. Kindly ignore the state of the living room and the state of me and the lighting situation in general. It is one of the gloomiest days we've had here in a while. Don't have any professional equipment or lighting, so this is what I'm making do with. But I finished The Housemaid, which is what you're here for, so I can kind of recap my thoughts on this one. I think overall I gave it like a 3-star or so. I think it was a very fun time and an easy read to fly through. Like if you're looking for kind of this popcorn thriller of something mindless that has some twists and turns in it, but isn't gonna like completely scare you or like be, you know, like it's just a mindless thriller. That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what I thought it would be. And as I was adding this one to my currently read on Goodreads, I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna be tricked or treated by this. And someone commented, well, Freida McFadden is known as being the Colleen Hoover of thrillers. And after reading this, I know exactly what she means. And I think her and Colleen Hoover are on par with the way they write romance, which I think is more concerning for Colleen Hoover because of how bad her romances are. But for Freida McFadden, it's a little more forgivable because I'm reading it for the thriller. Like I don't really care about the romantic aspect of the story slash like what's really going on. So I feel like it played a significant part in the plot to where you get to a certain point, and then the ending with some of the other romance that was going on was very questionable, and I didn't like that one bit. So I feel like overall, like I said, a really fun, fast read. There were some instances of it where I was just rolling my eyes because what the characters were doing was just super stupid, but it's okay. Like it's fine. So yeah, 3-star, like I feel like very average-ish rating. I'm interested in the fact that this is like a series and there's more. Like I get how there is, but do I necessarily feel like I'm a super fan and I want to keep reading it? No. If I'm really like desperate and I still want something spooky to keep me reading because slump away, then I'll pick out The Housemaid. It was a good goofy time. My first Freida McFadden, not bad. I'm not swearing her off yet, but we'll see with the next one, which is The Boyfriend. This is again another really, really popular one. Do I know what it's about? No, there's also like a bajillion stickers on here, so I can't really see. So we're kind of gonna go into it blind, which I think is gonna be fun. So yeah, the next Freida McFadden read that I will dive into to see if she is even the author for me will be The Boyfriend. So wish me luck. Clean you. It's dark now. The lights are on. If the lighting is terrible, sue me. I'm making some good progress on The Boyfriend. I am 116 pages through, so I can give you a bit of a synopsis on what's going on. We have two kind of perspectives that are happening throughout the book. We have Sydney, our main character, who I believe is like present tense. She went on like an online dating app and went on a horrible, horrible date and was saved by her dream man. And things are kind of unfolding because a murder happens of a young woman. And the kind of culprit is this mystery man who dates his victims before he kills them. The other perspective that we have is Tom. And he is, I believe, in like high school or so, although he reads very, very young. And it's his kind of childhood relationship with this girl, Daisy, he's obsessed with. So I'm assuming at some point we're gonna find out how these two stories are connected. Right now, I'm struggling quite a bit with Tom's perspective. Like I said, I don't necessarily believe that he's in high school because he reads like a kid. And then Sydney, on the other hand, is just very infuriating and overall a stupid female character, which is just my biggest gripe with thrillers, is when women are just written so stupid. Like there is not an inch of common sense in her. So definitely not liking it as much as The Housemaid. Like granted, Two completely different stories. This one again is about more so kind of relationships and the dynamics, and like I said, I hated the way she writes romance. It reminds me a lot of Colleen Hoover, where it's very surface level. It's written in a very cringy way, and I just dislike all the crap that women do for these men in these books. So yeah, This Is a Boyfriend, definitely liking it a lot less, but we'll see how it kind of unfolds. Like I said, I'm intrigued to see how everything ends up and are connecting. I'm literally cringing. I'm cringing so hard at what's going on right now. Oh my god. I'm attempting to hopefully get some better lighting with placing you in front of my lamp, but if it doesn't work, again, sue me. You just saw me finish The Boyfriend. I think the twist in this was cleverly done. Like, I think she was leading me down an avenue where I thought I knew where it was going, and then it really wasn't that. So I feel like you really get a good twist in the end. Besides that though, I still hated Tom's chapters. Like I said, he reads more like a kid than a high schooler, did not really empathize with his character at all. And then Sydney, oh my god, that woman is so stupid and so infuriating. Everything that she did was just a stupid decision after another. And like, it wasn't even just a viable. It was just plain stupid to the point where I kept getting so annoyed with her. Like, I would roll my eyes at this book. I think it deserves 1 star. Just cause it, like, the twist was good, but it wasn't enough to like justify a high rating. And the fact that I hated all of these characters, yeah, it just not a win for me. So would I recommend The Boyfriend? No, not at all. I really didn't like this one. Yeah, flop. And I know I started the video off with 2, but surprise, there's a 3rd. I don't know how to explain myself. I did a poll, I think on TikTok, of Freida McFadden books that people recommend, and everyone recommended Never Lie. I think that was the most popular one out of the other ones, and my library had it. And I'm also in a bit of a slump where I don't really know what I'm in the mood for, like what I want to read, and these are just so fast. Like, I could realistically read this in 1 sitting / a night. So I think, yeah, there's gonna be a third book in this video. Surprise, it's Never Lie. And this one, if you want to know what it's about, I'm gonna read the back. So newlyweds are searching for the house of their dreams. They visit a remote manor that once belonged to Dr. Adrian Hale, a psychiatrist who vanished without a trace years ago. And then a winter storm traps them at this estate. Okay. I feel like it's not giving as much like Halloween because it is like a winter storm, so maybe read it in December, but it is freezing cold here. today. Like it's 50 degrees Fahrenheit, which is freezing for California. So it's freezing for me. I've got my heated blanket on. I've got Never Lie as my next little bonus Freida McFadden book, and hopefully it's a win. Because like I said, The Housemaid was good enough. The Boyfriend was horrible. The third one, we'll see how she ranks with me, will be Never Lie. Wanted to give a quick update because I've been reading this book like all of last night. So I made like really good progress. I'm on like 210 pages through chapter 39. What I can tell you about Never Lie is definitely the back is still happening. I feel like what I realize with Freida McFadden books is that the synopsis of the book is really what happens for like 90% of it. And then like most of the action slash like some twist is coming here. And that's a little bit frustrating because I'm like, why am I reading so many pages of like the same thing all the time? So I'm at that point where I'm just like, okay, we're going in so many circles. Can we just get to the point of what's going on? So I have some suspicions of what I think is going on and how things are connected. I hope I'm completely wrong, but if I am wrong, I also don't want it to be completely out of left field to the point where it's just like very badly done. Does that make sense? Like our main character, Trisha, is just absolutely obsessed with her husband. And again, I find so many issues with women that are written in thrillers where they are just so stupid and oblivious for love and like for this like ideal man. And then we have the other perspective of Adrian, the doctor, the psychiatrist that went missing. And that one is also infuriating because she's not a very likable character. I don't know if she's meant to be, but she's just this kind of very like girl boss, Miss Independent woman. And then she gets in a relationship. All that falls out the window. Yeah, I think, again, it's such a quick read. I love how easily I'm getting through this, but we'll just see what the twist is. And if I was right or wrong. So I finished reading Never Lie. It was fine. I feel like the last thing I updated you on was I had some suspicions of what was going on, and then they didn't entirely come true. Like, I feel like her twist was unique, but the more books by her that I read, they are predictable with like how she writes and like the twists she does. So I wasn't necessarily like super shocked, and I was laughing at some points by how outrageous this was. So I wouldn't say it was very good. I think what annoyed me the most were still the characters. Trisha, throughout the whole book, just goes like, yeah, that's my husband. Like, he makes a bologna sandwich. She's like, that's my husband. To a point where I got so infuriating. And then the little Pretty Little Liars reference. If you know, you know, it's in here. So I think I'm gonna settle on like 2 stars for this one. So like not as good as The Housemaid, which was still very mediocre. Not as bad as The Boyfriend, which I absolutely hated. Yeah, that was Never Lie. So in total, I read 3 Freida McFadden books, and where I land with her as an author, I think she's fine and she's fun. I know kind of what to expect now out of her books. I don't think I necessarily was missing out on too much. Like there are better thrillers out there, but if I'm looking for something that I can just read in like a single night in a day, like a quick, fast-paced book, then I might turn to some of her books. So these are just the 3 that I picked that seem to be the most popular. If there are any that you absolutely love and recommend that I must read, please let me know. I might have picked the 3 worst books out of hers. I have no idea. But yeah, The Housemaid, I had a fun time with. I'll definitely be watching the movie this coming Christmas. This one I hated, not worth talking about whatsoever. Never Lie, middle between the 2. It was fine, but again, the characters just annoyed me. So hope you like this video. Subscribe, like, comment, whatever your heart desires, and I'll see you soon.